Welcome to a new edition of the Neon Jazz interview series with French jazz pianist Tony Tixier. We caught up with him in February 2021 to talk about quite a bit in his world, like his latest 2020 CD, I Am Human, featuring musicians with Kansas City roots like Trumpeter Hermon Mehari, bassist Leifer, and the Alto saxophonist Logan Richardson. Tony made his first stage appearance at the age of 7 and has always been involved with music. Many might know him after he played at Radio City Music Hall as the pianist for NBC's TV show America's Got Talent back in 2015. And in 2016, he played on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. He's got a lot of great connections to Kansas City, and he's got a great story. Enjoy. Well, hey, thanks for taking a minute out. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you, man.
You have a interesting connection to Kansas City musicians. I first want to kind of delve into that. In fact, I just talked to Hermon Mehari today about another project that he did with Fabian Almazan, and then you spent some time with Logan Richardson and Leifer. How did this Kansas City connection happen for you?
It started a long time ago, years ago, when I was about 10 years ago, I would say, when I was, Hermon was touring, actually. Hermon Mehari was touring in Europe. I was playing in the same band. I was the piano player for this band, and I didn't know Hermon. I connect with him, and Ben, actually. Ben Leifer was on bass, and Hermon was on trumpet, and we were playing in the same band, and we had a connection. I mean, we enjoyed playing together, I guess. Right after we created, I joined the band Divers with Ryan Lee, Ben Leifer, and Hermon. We recorded an album a long time ago with this band called Divers, and Logan was one of the guests on the album, and it's how we connect all together.
You know, I've been thinking about the pandemic, and in the beginning I would ask about, releasing material, but you can't tour. It seems like the importance of just being able to release new material during this time is pretty big.
Yeah, I mean, it's for me it was more time to focus on all the projects I wanted to explore, create, and I used this time to actually write more music and release stuff.
How have you been doing? I mean, live music for a jazz musician is like breathing. How have you been sustaining since last March?
Oh man, at the beginning it was really hard because I used to tour a lot. I was always on the road with a band or another band, with as a sideman with my own band. Also, when they stopped, when we didn't travel anymore, I was in Los Angeles at this point in late February, and then I went back to Paris because I was scared of being stuck in the States, knowing I have no health care, because so I was like I decided to go back to my country. Basically to France. I started to give classes online, Zoom or Skype, trying to see this as a new. I shifted my game. I was like, okay, I'm going to be teaching for the most part and record remotely from my place. That's what I did.
What about the return to live music? We're at a point now, I know in America, where things are the numbers are going down, the vaccine's getting out there. I think, in New York, there's been some gigs, obviously socially distanced. Are you starting to feel a hope, a kind of a level of getting back into the live arena?
Totally honest, no. Because what's happening in Europe right now is not the same, I guess, as New York. There are no dates, there are no plan to play a game. The government doesn't really. They say we will see. So nobody really knows. But this is like a new. It's almost like it is a new era. It's like you have to just think about today and not tomorrow. So basically, I'm teaching online. I'm trying to record remotely still. I changed my view of what was my lifestyle. So I'm just like I feel like more like a composer and explorer at home.
Yeah.
And it's not like For me, I don't see the vaccine is there, but in France, for example, only 1% of the population got vaccine. So 1%, and they say by the summer maybe like 20%. But it's all like prediction, but nobody really knows.
What do you miss the most about the old life?
Oh, man. I guess we are living in a historic time, so I don't want to live in the past, but I want to be optimistic. We have to rethink things with what we're doing right now. I would say I miss to be able to feel people, feel the crowd, feel the social moment. Like music is also social, so when you play in front of a crowd, and then you have after, you're hanging with the people after the show, and when you meet people, you meet new people in new town, it's like all these things, like connecting with people, like and physically, like talking to people face to face, it's like I miss this. I can't believe it's been more than a year.
So you've been at this for a long time. Your first appearance on stage was at 7. You studied classical piano. How did the seeds of jazz get into your world?
So yeah, thank you for this question first, because music is a part of my life. From I can't even remember when I will start to play, because my parents are both artists. My mom is a dancer. She plays piano. My dad is a theater director. So I've always been around art and expression. This way, express myself this way. So it's I was playing classical piano, but I was playing music. At some point, I got introduced to improvised music. It was Herbie Hancock, actually. I was introduced to the music of Herbie Hancock. It changed my point of view, how to make music on the spot. I was like, wow, those people improvise. He is improvising, but improvising is not like playing whatever go into your mind. Is improvising is also composing in real time. So I saw the connection with classical world. Is all connected. So I was like, wow. So to understand the music I'm playing, maybe I need to study how to make this music and how to create this music, how to improvise with those tools, harmonic tools. So I guess I was introduced when I was 14. 14 years old, and from there I explored by myself, listening to recordings, and live show. Going to jam session. Meeting new people, new musicians. It was like it's still the case today. Every time I meet a new musician, it's like a new, fresh vision, fresh view of what we are dealing with.
Back in 2012, with your twin brother Scott, you got to open up for Herbie. Was that kind of a dream realized for you?
Oh yeah, man. It was crazy because as a kid, I was listening to his music and. I still do, actually. So, and all this great master, and when you get to actually meet the person, it's so incredible. It's amazing. But also you make me realize that Herbie was a human, like just a human being. And when I moved to New York and I meet all these incredible jazz masters and jazz musician masters, you realize when you have conversation with them and you get to play with them, sometimes you realize they question themselves the same way as me as a kid, or they're just humble and they're just trying to make art and playing with their integrity.
So in 2015 at Radio City Music Hall, you were the pianist for the NBC show America's Got Talent. Then you played on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. What kind of doors did those open? And then you did a Tommy Hilfiger campaign. Do those big higher level things, do they open up a lot of doors for you?
Yeah, actually, to be honest, it was because my twin brother, my Scott, was already doing this for a long time. He was on all this musician sets, lineup for big shows and TV appearances, and he got me introduced to Jill Delabat, who is the woman who casts kind of a musician for those gigs. And so, you know, I mean, I've always been on stage, and I always used to perform live in front of people. So when I was in front of cameras, it was kind of the same, you know, but it's just like it's like a big job, you know, it's like a big, it's big pressure, you know, because you have millions of people watching. I was just feeling like I was doing my job, you know, but it actually opened the doors of maybe some people who didn't know me start to contact me, and I get more jobs, you know, more gigs. Like I start to write for commercials and start to modeling. Actually, I start to modeling like a model.
What was the first live jazz show you saw that really blew you away?
The first show was a DVD. I mean, it was not a live show. So the first show was a DVD of Herbie Hancock with Buster Williams and Al Foster in Munich in 1987. It was a DVD that my dad offered me when I was 14 years old. And then I went to see a live show. The first one was in Paris Jazz Festival, you know.
Yeah.
And I saw live Steve Coleman. I was young. I didn't get anything. I was like, what? But it was. I was really amazed by the confidence. You know, those musicians playing those lines and playing together, something that they seemed to improvise on the spot. You know, and it was really like I was like, wow, this is jazz. I mean,
that's pretty high up on the food chain there. The one thing about this last year is that it's been a pretty reflective time for everybody. And when you think about yourself and being a musician, what do you like the best about being a musician? What do you look forward to when you wake up every day?
Oh man, it's a hard question because I never really thought of myself as a musician. I thought of myself as an artist, you know. In a way of being able to create and be free of the everyday life, you know, everyday struggle of people who work for a job they don't always like, or don't always they have wishes, but they have to do a job first, and then they can maybe have some time to do what they like. You know, as an artist, I feel like I'm just doing what I like, even if it's financially sometimes it's a struggle. It can be a struggle, especially at the beginning of my when I start to play, you know. And but I always get the satisfaction of being able to do 24 hours what I like, listening to what I like, playing the music I want. You know, I'm so grateful for that.
You know, when we do return to live music, and we don't know when that's going to be, but when it happens, what do you hope everyone realizes about this absence of live music, which we're going on a year right now? What do you hope we get from this that we retain?
I hope people, and I include myself when I say people, but we understand the value of being together, you know, the value of being able to share a moment together, and music is a part of this, but it's not the only aspect of this. You know, for me, it's being able to realize that we have a limited time on Earth, and being able to appreciate those moments and being present. You know, really present and enjoy what's make people happy. You know, or people. You know, music is this. You know, it's a message of happiness, of hope, and of also of the art in general. It's really something that you don't really quantify it, you know, quantified with financial value or something. It's something more that we need, like it's vital. It's like something you need for. It's essential, you know, in a way.
Let's say you come to Kansas City and play a live show. What's a live gig like from you? What could a crowd expect?
For me, you know, since a couple of years now, because you know, you grow as an artist. Every time you play, I hope you improve your experience, and you understand that what you need and what you can give, and etc. etc. But it's like what I try to give to the audience is a moment of truth, you know, in a way. Like I try to be true to myself, and when you're true to yourself, it's always connected with you connect with the audience in a true way, you know. And so there are no expectations, you know, for me, especially with the music I've been doing with my own band. You know, it's something I try to improvise, and I'm improvising. Actually, I'm not trying, but I am improvising, and I try to connect on this level with people, like of unexpected emotions, and trying to be really present. And it's different of a show, you know. So every show is different, but for sure, I'm not trying to play stuff I practice at home, you know. So I'm trying to create melodies, you know. I'm trying to sing with people with a room, you know.
Yeah, I get it. So my final question to you is this. Everyone has a perception or who they think you are, your family, your friends, and your fans, but you're living your life. Who do you think you are?
I think I would say I'm a human, you know. It's the name of my last album. Actually, it's a good question, because when I did this album, I was like thinking as me as an individual, you know, point of view with my own pair of eyes, my own set of ears, and this individual is connected to the whole world, you know. So people can define you with many words, and they can, you know, they see you a certain way, but I think we are, and I think I am just the complexity of everything I experience, and I'm changing every time, you know. I'm every year I'm changing. When I look back, you know, sometimes I don't even recognize the person I was like a couple of years ago, you know. So I guess I'm just a sensitive creature.
I like it, man. That's a great answer. Hey, Tony, thank you for opening up about your life and music, the connection to Kansas City and beyond. Good luck with everything as we move forward.
Thank you so much, Joe, for having me on your show.
Thanks for listening and tuning into another Neon Jazz interview. We'll give you a bit of insight into the finest players in France, America, and spots all over the world, giving fans all that jazz. And thanks to Tony for his time, music, and story. If you want to hear more interviews, go to Famous Interviews with Joe Domino on the iTunes Store. Visit Neon Jazz at youtube.com, and for everything Neon Jazz all the time, go to the neonjazz.blogspot.com. Until next time, enjoy the jazz, my friends.
Neon Jazz.